Welcome to the Deep Dive. We unpack stories that, well, really make you rethink how things work behind the scenes. Today, we're digging into a scandal that, honestly, it almost sounds made up.
It really does.
Picture this. An award-winning brand, like a top name people trusted, running this enormous illegal black market operation.
And not just hidden away somewhere, but operating right alongside their legal business.
Yeah.
Often in parallel.
Right under the noses of regulators. How does a brand, a reputable one, end up with the biggest cannabis fine in California history?
The sheer audacity is kind of breathtaking. It wasn't a minor mistake, like you said.
No way.
This was a brand that seemed to have built everything on being compliant,
Yeah.
legitimate, and then boom, exposed for this massive double life.
It raises so many questions about trust, doesn't it? Especially in these regulated markets.
Absolutely.
So this deep dive, we're calling it Gummies and Greed, the Kushy Punch black market scandal. And we're basing this on some really detailed excerpts from Nug Notes. They laid it all out.
Yeah, the source material is quite revealing. Our goal today is to really unpack how this whole scheme worked.
Right.
How they put it together, the evidence that brought it crashing down, and what it tells us about regulating these new high-value industries.
Yeah, the challenges are huge.
It's more than just a company breaking rules. It's about understanding why someone would risk creating a fake legal operation and what happens when those lines get blurred. Seriously blurred.
And it all starts with Kushy Punch looking totally legit, right? On the surface, anyway.
Exactly. They were a big deal in edibles, known for their THC gummies, supposedly all compliant.
Made by a licensed company, Vertical Bliss.
That's the one. Operating out of a legal facility in Chatsworth, California, looked totally above board, part of the new legal market.
But that was just a facade.
Pretty much. A carefully built one. Kushy Punch, under Vertical Bliss, they were a powerhouse. Top-tier brand. People thought their stuff met all the strict California standards for testing, safety.
Built that consumer trust.
They did. Operation sanctioned, flowing out of Chatsworth. But the real story, the shocking part, is that parallel operation.
Completely unlicensed.
Illegal.
Running just a few miles away, like a shadow company hidden in plain sight. It's pretty wild.
So you've got the legit side churning out gummies for dispensaries. And at the same time, this whole other illegal factory making the same brand.
Basically, yeah. Two assembly lines, if you will, under one name. It's quite the setup.
How did that even get discovered? Something that elaborate must have been well hidden.
Well, like a lot of these regulatory busts, it often starts small. A tip-off. Mid-2019, state investigators got some solid intel. Said Kushy Punch was moving unregulated product. A lot of it.
Not just a rumor, then.
No, it was specific enough to trigger a real investigation. Agents started tracking deliveries, watching movement.
Following the trail.
Exactly. And that trail led them to this nondescript warehouse in Canoga Park.
The shadow factory. You got it. Completely off the books. No state licenses, no local permits, nothing. Just a black market hub purely for making illegal Kushy Punch stuff.
Wow. A dedicated illegal facility that's brazen. So they find the place. What's next? The raid.
That was the next logical step. October 2nd, 2019, that was the day.
Okay.
State agents raided the Canoga Park warehouse. And what they found inside was just staggering. Really showed the scale of it.
What kind of stuff are we talking?
Nearly $21 million worth of illegal, unregulated goods.
21 million.
Yeah, and not just, a few boxes.
Yeah.
It was industrial scale. They seized, 7,200 illegal vape cartridges.
Whoa.
Tons of distillate. That's the concentrated cannabis oil, the base for edibles and vapes.
Right.
And just thousands upon thousands of finished gummies, packaged, labeled, ready to hit the street.
And Kushy Punch's excuse.
Oh, they tried to say it was just old inventory.
Old inventory. That includes thousands of brand new illegal vapes. Seems unlikely.
Regulators didn't buy it for a second. Dismissed it immediately. They knew they'd found a massive illegal operation in progress.
Okay, so the raid itself found a ton, but you mentioned the scale was even bigger. That came later.
Exactly. The stuff they seized was just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
The real smoking gun was the paperwork.
Ah, the paper trail. Always gets them.
Almost always. They seized logs, internal records, stuff that showed this wasn't a one-off. This was a continuous operation.
How continuous?
Investigators pieced it together. Over an 18-month period, they figured out Kushy Punch had made about 3.3 million gummies, completely off books.
3.3 million.
Million. The estimated street value? Around $64 million.
$64 million in illegal gummies alone. It's mind-blowing.
And the chilling part, this illegal production line was running constantly right alongside the legal one. It was integrated, a dual identity, basically.
So it wasn't just a side thing. It was part of the business model.
It seems that way, a core part, running parallel.
So how did they actually do it? What was the method, the scheme?
It was audacious, but pretty simple, really.
Mm-hmm.
Step 1, make untested illegal product in the secret Canoga Park ghost kitchen.
Okay.
Step 2, sneak that illegal product into the legal licensed Chatsworth facility.
Use the legal site as cover.
Precisely. Launder it, essentially. Then it's step 3, ship it out from Chatsworth disguised as if it were totally legitimate, tested, compliant product.
But it wasn't going to legal dispensaries, right?
Mostly not, it seems. The key was bypassing METRC.
California's track and trace system, seed to sale.
Exactly. Every legal cannabis product has to be logged in METRC, every step.
Yeah.
Cultivation, testing, packaging, sale. There's ghost gummies. They never touch the system.
All straight to the illicit market.
Right. Illicit dispensaries, street dealers, completely untraced, untested, invisible to regulators. Huge risk for consumers.
That is just incredible. Using the legit facility to wash the illegal goods? Wow. So the state figures this all out. What happened to Vertical Bliss and Kushy Punch?
Yeah.
The hammer must have come down hard.
Oh, it did. Swiftly and severely. The state wanted to send a message.
I bet.
By November 2019, just a month after the raid, California yanked Vertical Bliss's manufacturing and distribution licenses.
Hold them completely.
Yep. Gone. That immediately stopped all legal Kushy Punch sales.
Yeah.
The brand just vanished from legal shelves like overnight.
And legally, lawsuits.
Oh, yeah. September 2020, the state sued Vertical Bliss. Illegal production, illegal distribution, the whole 9 yards.
And that led to the fine?
It culminated in that record-setting penalty, a final fine of $128 million.
$128 million.
Still the largest cannabis fine in California history. A clear signal. Mess around like this, and the consequences will be enormous.
No kidding. That's a staggering number. But, you sometimes still see the Kushy Punch name around. Did the brand itself just die?
It's a good question, and it gets a bit complicated. The name Kushy Punch, it actually survived.
Really? How?
It got rebooted. Essentially, a new company called Veravo took it over, came in with clean licenses, new money, reformulated the products, tried to rebuild trust.
So new owners, new company, same name.
Basically. But, and this is critical, the original owners, the people behind Vertical Bliss and the whole illegal scheme, they did not survive. They were out, faced the consequences.
Okay, that's important. The brand got a second life, but the culprits didn't. So what's the bigger lesson here for the industry, beyond just Kushy Punch?
I think it was a huge wake-up call. It showed everyone very publicly that even big, award-winning, seemingly legit brands could be tempted to double dip.
Play in both the legal and illegal market.
Exactly. This raid exposed that licensed players were feeding the black market, undermining the whole legal framework.
Why take that risk? Lower costs.
Yeah.
Avoiding taxes and testing.
All of the above. No regulatory fees, no expensive testing, no taxes. Plus, you can get product out faster if it doesn't meet standards or you just make too much.
So Kushy Punch became the example.
It became the absolute poster child for fake legal, as regulators saw it. It just highlighted the pressures and temptations.
And for us, for consumers or people watching the industry,
it just hammers home how important strong regulation and transparency really are. It's not just paperwork. It's about safety, trust, fair markets, the credibility of the entire industry, really.
Yeah, the thought that something you buy legally could have come from an untested, illegal shadow factory?
Yeah.
That's unsettling.
Deeply unsettling. It makes you realize how vigilant everyone needs to be. Regulators, businesses, even consumers asking questions.
It really does. It puts the spotlight on those vulnerabilities in the system.
The constant back and forth between regulation and people trying to find a way around it.
So just to wrap this up, Kushy Punch looked legit but ran this huge secret operation. Raid finds $21 million illicit goods. Investigation reveals way more, like $64 million in illegal gummies over 18 months.
Leads to revoked licenses, a massive lawsuit.
And that record, $128 million fine. A stark lesson that even big names can operate way outside the lines, jeopardizing safety, trust, everything.
Absolutely. Which brings us to that final thought, something for you to chew on. What does this whole Kushy Punch saga really tell us about the challenge of regulating new industries, especially ones with this much money involved?
Right, like cannabis.
As legal markets grow, how do we ensure transparency? How do we stop even established players from exploiting loopholes or running shadow operations?
Good question.
This case really forces you to think about that line between innovation and just illegal activity. And who pays the price when that line gets crossed? It's often the consumer and the reputation of the entire legitimate industry.
Definitely a lot to think about. A crazy story of greed really messing things up. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Glad to be here.
We'll catch you next time on The Deep Dive.